All right, let's jump into something really unique today.
Sounds good.
We're going deep on this new album.
Okay.
It's called Jeevan Ki Yatra, which translates to The Journey of Life. And it's by this group, TATANKA.
Oh, yeah, I've heard some of their stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and this one's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's focused on the Baiga people of central India.
So it's like an ethnomusicology project, kind of?
Yeah, in a way. I mean, we have a ton of source material.
Okay.
We have the album itself, which is 12 tracks.
Wow.
And each track has Hindi lyrics and English translations.
Oh, wow. So we can really understand.
Exactly. We can get deep into the meaning.
Yeah.
And then we also have some background on the Baiga people themselves.
Okay.
Who they are, their beliefs, all of that.
Cool.
And more on TATANKA, too.
Yeah.
Like who they are, what they do, and how they use AI in their music, which is really fascinating.
Yeah, that's what I'm really interested in.
Yeah, me too. And there's this AI called Sophia, which is like their in-house AI.
Okay.
But the best part is we also have this story about a Baiga musician named Mira, who collaborated with TATANKA on this album.
That's awesome. So she's like bridging the gap between tradition and technology.
Exactly. And it's really powerful. So think about it.
Okay.
It's like George Harrison meets cutting-edge AI.
Wow.
All filtered through the lens of this ancient forest-dwelling tribe.
That's a really cool concept.
I know, right? So much to unpack.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's start with the music itself.
Okay.
What can our listeners expect when they put on Jeevan Ki Yatra?
Well, first off, it's very psychedelic.
Okay.
Like Indian classical music, but with a modern twist. So, you'll hear sitar, tabla, those kinds of instruments.
Yeah.
But it's all mixed and produced in a way that feels very current, very now.
Gotcha. So it's like a fusion.
Exactly. And it's really meant to evoke a certain mood,
Like what kind of mood?
a feeling of introspection, a sense of connection to nature, that kind of vibe.
I can dig.
Yeah, it's very evocative.
And speaking of the album's structure,
Yeah.
it's not just a bunch of random songs thrown together.
No, it's very intentional. The 12 tracks actually mirror the cycle of life.
Ooh, that's deep.
It is. They start with the peace of the forest, then move through childhood memories.
Okay.
And it all ends with this sense of coming full circle.
So it's like a journey.
Exactly. It's a sonic journey.
I love that.
Yeah, and you can really see the Baiga's connection to nature reflected in the music.
How so?
We'll take some of the song titles, for example, like The Scent of the Earth.
Ooh, yeah, that one's evocative.
Right. Or The Song of the Environment.
Those are great titles.
They really give you a sense of the Baiga worldview.
Yeah, and it makes me want to learn more about them.
Well, they're definitely fascinating. They're more than just, a tribe in the forest.
Right. I mean, every tribe has its own unique culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Baiga are particularly interesting because of their spiritual beliefs.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, they're animists, which means they believe everything in nature has a spirit.
Oh, wow. So like the trees, the rocks, the animals.
Everything. It's all connected.
Yeah.
And they have these figures called Baiga Bhumias.
Baiga? What?
Bhumias. They're like spiritual guides and healers,
Oh, interesting.
almost like shamans. They can communicate with spirits,
Really?
and heal the sick and maintain harmony within the tribe.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is. And then there's their tattoo tradition.
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
It's especially elaborate for the women.
Yeah, the designs are amazing.
And they're not just decorative. They signify their connection to nature and spirituality.
So it's like they're wearing their beliefs on their skin.
Exactly. It's a beautiful tradition.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember
What's that?
that the Baiga face a lot of challenges today.
Like what?
Well, deforestation is a big one.
Right. That's happening all over the world.
Yeah, and it's especially devastating for indigenous communities who rely on the forest for their livelihood.
And their way of life.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they're also losing their traditional lands.
So their culture is literally under threat.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And that's part of what makes this album so important.
You mean it's not just about celebrating their culture?
Right. It's also about raising awareness of these issues.
Bringing attention to their struggles.
Exactly.
And that's where TATANKA comes in.
Yeah, they're not just making music. They're trying to make a difference.
I like that.
Their whole concept of orchestra americana is amazing.
Tell me more about that.
Well, imagine human musicians playing alongside AI entities.
Oh.
Yeah? And
Right.
digital virtuosos.
Yeah.
It's like this fusion of tradition and technology.
That's wild.
It is. And they're not using AI to replace human artistry.
But to enhance it.
Exactly, to expand the possibility.
It's where 𝗪𝗪 comes in, right?
Yes. 𝗪𗪪 is the AI matriarch.
Matriarch, I like that.
She conducts the orchestra.
So she's like the leader.
In a way, yes. And this raises some interesting questions, like how does 𝗪𝗪 actually work with the musicians?
Yeah, like does she compose the music and they play it?
Or does she react to their playing in real time?
That's what I'm curious about.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that's something we'll definitely be exploring further.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating.
So we've talked about the Baiga people and TATANKA and 𝗪𝗪 the AI.
Right.
But let's dive into the music.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
The actual tracks on the album.
Okay.
We actually have the lyrics and descriptions for each one.
Oh, cool.
So we can really get a feel for that Baiga worldview.
Awesome.
So the first track is called 𝗔𝗧𝗪𝗓 𝗔𝗧𝗪𝗓,
which means?
The Peace of the Forest.
Okay, yeah.
It kind of sets the scene for the whole album.
Like an intro?
Yeah, exactly. And it's very peaceful.
Like how so?
Well, the description says it evokes the serenity of the forest.
Oh, I see.
So you can imagine like the sounds of nature and stuff.
Yeah, like wind in the trees.
Exactly. And the lyrics talk about the wind's soft melody.
Okay.
And the purity you feel when you're surrounded by nature.
That's beautiful.
It is. And then there's 𝗵𝗕 𝗕
What's that one about?
The scent of the earth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. It's all about that connection to the land.
Yes.
It's like there's a lyric that says, the ties to the earth forever bold.
That's powerful.
It is. It really shows how important the land is to the Baiga.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so next up we have 𝗧𝗔𝗧𝗪𝗓,
Okay.
the rays of the sun.
Oh, so it's getting brighter?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a new beginning.
A fresh start.
Right? Full of hope and opportunity.
I like it.
And then we come to vatavaran-karag.
The Song of the Emperor.
Okay. And this one's really cool. It's about experiencing nature as a symphony.
Whoa.
I know, right? Like all the sounds of nature blending together.
What kind of sounds?
The lyrics mention birds' calls, the harmony of bells.
Oh, nice.
And the wind carrying love's embrace.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know. It's very poetic.
It is.
So after that, we have 𝗵𝗠 𝗕 𝗪𝗪.
Meaning?
The shade of the trees.
Okay.
And this one is all about protection and nurturing.
Like the trees are sheltering you.
Exactly. There's a lyric that says the shade is a promise to keep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is.
Then we move on to 𝗏𝗏 𝗓𝗓 mine. That's in the waves of the river.
Sounds flowy.
It is. It's very fluid and dynamic, like the river itself.
Right. Always moving.
Exactly. And there's a line that says, in the river's waves, everything's in tow.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's like everything is connected and constantly changing.
Yeah.
And speaking of deep, the next track is 𝗵𝗠 𝗕 𝗔𝗠𝗓.
The echo of the...
Mountains.
Okay.
This one is about time and history.
How so?
Well, the mountains represent ancestral wisdom.
I see.
Like the echoes of voices from the past.
That's cool.
And the lyrics talk about listening to the mountains' stories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and how the echoes travel with the sun.
That's a really interesting image.
It is. And then we have 𝗧𝗔𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗏,
Okay.
which means the union of creatures.
So it's about like unity and stuff.
Exactly. It's about the interconnectedness of all living things.
Yeah.
Like humans aren't separate from nature.
We're all part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's this beautiful lyric that says,
What's it say?
from the smallest insect to the grandest call, all walk together on one path in light.
Wow, that's powerful.
I know, right?
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so the next one is Prakriti Ki Tarang.
The wave of nature.
This one's about the power of nature.
Okay.
Both the destructive and nurturing forces.
It's like a double-edged sword.
In a way, yeah. It's about recognizing that nature can be both beautiful and dangerous.
That's true.
And then as the day comes to a close, we have Dear Bate-rat,
Meaning?
the slowly approaching night.
Okay.
And this one's a bit more introspective.
Like a time for reflection.
Exactly. The lyrics mention the cool night breeze and seeking solace in the moonlight.
Sounds peaceful.
It is.
Yeah.
And then the stillness deepens in rat ki khamoshi,
It is.
the silence of the night. Yeah, it's not just about the absence of sound.
But about confronting the mysteries of the darkness.
Right. There's a lyric that talks about the mind's intense affair with the silence.
That's deep.
It is. And finally, we end with 𝗏𝗠 𝗕 𝗓𝗪, the memories of childhood.
Oh, it's sweet.
It is. It's a nice way to end the journey.
Yeah, like coming full circle.
Exactly. The lyrics evoke a sense of joy and purity,
Makes sense.
Like remembering simpler times.
Yeah, childhood innocence.
Right. And it's a reminder that even in the face of all this complexity, there's still beauty in those simple early experiences.
I like that.
Me too. So that's the album.
Wow, that was a journey.
It was, right? And speaking of journeys, let's talk about 𝗧𝗧.
Oh, yeah, the Baiga musician.
Exactly. She collaborated with TATANKA on this album.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. Like, imagine her walking into this high-tech studio with her bamboo flute and hand-carved drum.
Wow.
Ready to create music with 𝗧𝗪, the AI matriarch.
I can't even picture.
It's pretty mind-blowing. And what's even cooler is that 𝗧𝗪 actually improvises with 𝗧𝗧.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she's not just playing pre-programmed music.
So she's actually reacting to 𝗧𝗧's playing.
Exactly. It's like a conversation between human and machine.
That's incredible.
It is. And 𝗧𝗧 describes this experience as being very spiritual.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she says it's like she's connecting with her ancestors.
Through the music.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
It is. So it's not just about technology.
Right. It's about something deeper.
Yeah, it's about the human spirit.
I like that.
And this connection, it's not just limited to the studio.
How so?
Well, the whole thing was live streamed.
Oh, wow.
So people all over the world could experience it.
That's awesome.
It is. It's like this ancient culture being shared with a global audience.
Through the power of technology.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, it really makes you think, you know?
Yeah.
About how technology can actually bring people together.
Right. Not just isolate us like we always hear.
Exactly. And in this case, it's connecting cultures.
Yeah, across the world.
In ways we never even imagined before.
It's really powerful.
So we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
We've talked about Jeevan Ki Yatra.
Right, this amazing album.
This sonic journey through the worldview of the Baiga people.
Their connection to nature, their spiritual beliefs, everything.
And the challenges they face, too.
Right. Those are important to remember.
Absolutely. And we've seen how TATANKA is using AI to not just create music,
but to actually foster cultural exchange.
And understanding, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's really groundbreaking.
But for me, it's 𝗧𝗧's story that really ties it all together.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Her collaboration with 𝗧𝗪, the AI, this fusion of ancient rhythms and modern technology.
It's so unique.
It's more than just a technical feat, you know?
Yeah.
It's something deeply personal and spiritual for her.
It shows how AI can enhance human creativity.
Not replace it, which is what people always worry about.
Exactly. AI is a tool for collaboration.
So what's the takeaway here?
That's a good question.
Is Jeevan Ki Yatra just a cool experiment in AI music?
Or is it something more?
I think it's definitely more.
Yeah, me too. It's a statement.
A powerful statement.
About how technology can be used for good.
For cultural preservation, for understanding.
It's bridging the gap between different worlds.
The ancient and the futuristic.
The local and the global.
It really makes you think about the possibilities, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It opens up a lot of questions, too.
Like what?
Well, can AI truly help us appreciate other cultures?
In a deeper way?
Yeah, or does it risk oversimplifying them?
That's a good point.
It's something to think about as AI keeps evolving.
But for now, Jeevan Ki Yatra gives us hope.
A glimpse of what might be possible.
A future where technology and tradition can not just coexist,
but actually enrich each other.
And that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're as intrigued by all of this as we are,
as I am,
we encourage you to check out Jeevan Ki Yatra.
Yeah.
You can find it on TATANKA's website.
Along with more info on their work and the Baiga people.
Take a listen. Immerse yourself in the music.
See what resonates with you.
And who knows? You might just discover a whole new perspective on the world.
Yeah, broaden your horizons a bit.
And until next time, keep diving deep.
Always.